What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to Epson Racing. This is going to be a pretty short little video, just going to give a small update. I know it's been a couple weeks since I've posted anything. I've had some problems with my back. It's starting to be a little bit better, but just to kind of give y'all a little just doing a little bit of work in the shop, or in the trailer. I'm gonna take y'all in the shop here in a minute. Kind of been trying to decide whether we're gonna go IMCA stock car racing or if we're gonna go USRA stock car racing. I'll tell you what I'm leaning toward, and that's gonna be the USRA. The more we look at the rules and everything on the USRA and IMCA, in order to turn the car USRA, there's actually, or IMCA, there's actually quite a bit, and it's really just more work than I want to have him do this winter on the car. As far as setup wise though, we're going to set it up pretty much as a IMCA car, unless I just need it to be set up as a USRA. But mainly the headers and where the firewall, and there's a few other things on this car that would need to be changed in order to I guess make the car really competitive, instead of just being just being there. But that's pretty much, I think, what we're gonna do. If anybody's got any ideas or wants to help with the setup on this car this year, I am open to just about trying anything as far as shocks and springs. We've always ran all of our cars as they used to be called the Texas stock, and then they called them the super stocks. And as a super stock, this car was always undergun. Our super stock cars, they run about 26 to 2,700 pounds, and where this one weighs about 3,100 pounds with me sitting in it. So as far as weight wise, we couldn't get there. I do have my super stock. It's sitting in the back, but figure the more races around here is for the IMCA and USRA cars. So I guess that's where we're gonna go ahead and try to get this car set up as. It's gonna be a lot different as far as, I think, some of the stuff that we're allowed to do as a super stock guys, and then as a USRA car. So ought to be fun. We ought to, hopefully we'll make it to tech a couple times and they'll tell us what we're doing wrong. But other than that, like I said, this is pretty much a short video. It's not nothing really to talk about, really, but we'll show you. We did get the new front tire rods and drag link and everything put on it. Still waiting on my bearings. Still waiting on pretty much the front end stuff to get here. Waiting on bearings, waiting on bushings, waiting on we wasn't order new uppers, but Brian at Atomic Race Car says he can build the uppers instead of having to order some, and so we're gonna try that set out. See how that'll help us. But really, like I said, ain't much going on around here. Hopefully in the next couple weeks we'll get the front end put back on it, and we'll get the motor and the transmission pulled out of it, and probably go ahead and get the gears out of it. We had to change gears in order to suit this motor. The gears that are in it, this motor just wouldn't pull them out of the corner, so I was losing a lot of momentum. But we'll get all that switched back, work on getting some new tires, and start working on next year anyway. Dude got the 383 tore apart. Hopefully same about next week or so. I'll at least get that motor to him and see if the block and everything can be saved. If it can be saved, then we'll get the internals ordered and get that put back together, because I'm sure my dad would like to have his motor put back where it was. But not really sure. Like I said, I'm not making a bunch of changes this year as far as new chassis or anything like that. One, because we can't afford it, but two, we've never had the top of the line. We've always done pretty good for the older cars that we have. So we'll just see how this year goes. I mean, I'll have some more videos coming up as far as when we get the motor put back together, when we drop the car off, and when we pick it up, and everything in between. If I think it's something that I can make a decent video out of, we'll do that. But yeah, that's pretty much going to be it for now. I guess I could, whenever I'll video some whenever I get the start pulling the motor and the transmission and the gears out of it. I'm gonna go ahead and find out eventually why this thing is still leaking. It's been jacked up and it's still just leaking everywhere and making a huge mess. So we'll see how that goes. I'm starting to maybe think that we need to pull the rear end out from underneath the car, and make sure that it's not bent. This rear end has been underneath this car since 2009, according to the guy that built the car. It is the original rear end, so we're gonna take it out, check it, make sure that it's not bent. If it is bent, then we'll see about ordering or getting another one. I have another one for it. It's not bent, but it's not new neither. So we'll have to maybe change the rear ends and all. But we'll see what else we can get into later on, and like I said, we'll keep you updated. I'm not that good at these videos, so I do apologize. Hopefully y'all stick with me until I can figure it out and figure out my own little way of doing things. But if y'all got any ideas or anything that y'all want to see, we go ride four-wheelers, side-by-sides. We do go to mud pits. If y'all are interested in seeing anything outside of racing, or maybe I need to video some like on a different channel, if that's something y'all are interested in, we can do that too. We do not race every weekend. It takes a lot to keep these cars going. My hat's off to the guys that can afford to and have the funds to really. I do everything out of my own pocket. I don't have anybody that helps financially. I just got a bunch of friends that want to see us run good. So we don't run every weekend. I do try to run, at least every other weekend. But that's pretty much gonna do it for this video. I would appreciate it if y'all like, comment, and subscribe. It'll help me out, and also I'll be able to interact with y'all more and be able to kind of figure out what y'all want to see. And if anybody's got any kind of help as far as a USRA or even an IMCA stock car, if y'all don't mind helping me out, I'll take all of it, and I promise you I won't follow it to a T, but I'll give it a, my interpretation of it all, and just kind of see where we go. The goal is to get the car in really good, as good in shape as we can, and able to run for some some decent money this coming year. I've fought motor problems and a few chassis problems. I think they was more self-inflicted on my end than anything, but that's what the goal is for this year, is just to run at our local track at a Rocket Raceway Park, and also at a Neshoba. I think it's Comanche Mountain Speedway now. We'll run there or both of them tracks a majority of the time, but if the car is good, running good, and I think we have a chance, we may load up and we may go to a decent paying race, or just something a little bit different. You can always be a local hero. You don't know exactly how good or how bad you are until you go out to these bigger tracks, and that these guys will definitely tell you. they'll definitely put you in your place, that's for sure. Thing about it is, I'll take it, and I'll be humble about it, and we'll just see where we can go. That's pretty much going to be it. Let y'all get one more look at the car, and that way next time y'all see it, maybe we'll have the motor and the running gear out of it anyway, and hopefully we'll be heading back to the chassis shop. Well, I guess I can talk a little bit more about the chassis problems. The main problem is right here with the firewall and the chassis, the headers that I want to run, and the chassis that are the chassis headers that I have. They just don't jive together. Basically, kind of hard to tell. Basically, this firewall needs to go back. The whole thing needs to go back to, let me see if I can tell. It needs to go back to the back of this hole. It don't look like much, but whenever you're trying to clearance headers and manifold, all that stuff, it adds up quick, and I just don't want to cut the car apart like that. Who knows, maybe one day we'll be able to have a USRA car, which will hopefully be this one, and then we'll be able to have an IMCA car, and be able to run both cars, or at different tracks, or just to be able to do a little bit better at it. But I know I didn't told y'all to do that before, but that's gonna be the end of this video. If you don't mind, like, comment, subscribe, and we'll see y'all in the next one.